Hello everyone and welcome to the September edition of Price Know-How Snippets. My name's Katherine White, I'm Commercial Director here at Plastribution and I'm joined by my Managing Director Mike Boswell and by Ian Chisnell, our Product Manager for Polyolefins and Sustainability. Format's the same as usual. Mike's going to kick us off by talking about some of the fundamentals and then Ian's going to go on and talk about the impact that that's likely to have in terms of polymer pricing. So Mike, over to you.
Thanks, Katherine. Morning, everybody. Just a quick update in terms of exchange rates. So pretty benign, actually. In fact, actually, what we've seen is a little bit of dollar strength. So against the euro, the pounds remain pretty stable at around about 116. What we've seen is the dollar strengthening by about 2 cents, both against the euro and the pound. So probably it's got the biggest impact on dollar-related purchases, which tends to not be polystyrene or polyethylene or polypropylene, but more the ABS and engineering polymers. So pretty quiet on that front. Crude oil, there has been some movement actually. So crude's been quite an interesting situation with prices basically going up. So if we look at the price per barrel on average, in August it was 85.1, in July 80.12, so an increase of nearly $5 a barrel. I'll tell you what that means in terms of pounds per tonne in a moment. And in terms of the range, there was quite a big range actually. So the minimum prices, 74.65 in July, 83.20 in August. That's a range of $8.55. The maximum, not so big difference, 85.56 was the maximum price in July, 87.55 the maximum price in August. That was a difference of just under $2. Looking at that in pounds per tonne basis, on average, the price of a tonne of crude oil, Brent crude, in July was £468.34. In August, that was £504.68. So that's an increase of £36.33, which is probably goes some way to explain what's been happening on monomer pricing. So Ian, over to you on to monomers and polymers.
Oh, many thanks, Mike. So as Mike sort of said, the feedstocks for producing the monomers have increased. And what we've seen on ethylene C2 is a €75 increase, taking their contract price in September to €11.95 a tonne. On propylene, slightly lower increase, that's €60, so that's now €1,060 a tonne. What we have seen in styrene terms is another fairly significant increase. So you got €170 a tonne increase on styrene monomer, taking it to 1575. That's principally driven by 4 of the main producers of styrene monomer in Europe basically being out of action. So we're kind of hitting a bit of a supply chain glitch. So consequently, prices have risen sort of fairly significantly. So in terms of the polymers feeding in from that, it's a little early in the month to sort of say. When you get increases like this on the back of sort of a recent sort of trough in the pricing cycle, producers are going to want to go for an increase that's beyond the monomer. So I think they're going to be looking initially early this month for increases beyond those monomer increases that we've just seen. But I think it's still very dependent on how strong demand is. So I think, manufacturing output, and there's some slightly negative things in the press, but the long-term outlook for manufacturing does appear to be slightly rosier. So we may start to see some sort of increases in the demand for some of these polymers. At the moment, it still seems fairly sort of muted. So I think we will see a bit of a wait and see. Whilst the producers will want these increases, the converters, particularly if they've got well-stocked warehouses with polymers having bought in the previous month, will be looking to sort of wait and see whether or not they can secure some discounts. So my general gut feeling is that on polyethylene, the increases will be eventually around about the monomer. On polypropylene, it might be a little bit of a struggle to get the €60, but I think we'll probably get quite close to it. On polystyrene, early indications are that although styrene is restricting its availability, demand for polystyrene continues to be relatively weak. So whilst I expect them to achieve full sort of summer increase, it's unlikely that they'll achieve anything beyond that, even with restricted availability. So it's a wait and see game. So talk to your account managers, and we'll try and give you more up-to-date information as we get it as the month goes on.
Thanks very much, Ian. Thank you, Mike. As Ian just touched on, there'll be much more information in our full edition of Price Know-How around the middle of the month. But in the meantime, if you do want any further information, don't hesitate to get in touch with us and we'd be delighted to help. Thanks very much for your attention.
Thank you.
Thank you.